Hey guys, it's me, Brick Squadron, and I'm back after a pretty long time away. Sorry about that. Had a bunch of stuff come up and I've been really busy, but I'm back with a Imperial strategy guide to Armada. I'm going to do two parts. The first is going to be about these four ships, which are your main attackers that I have. I'm just going to go over the main bits of strategy for how to get them set up into a good position for them to attack, and how they most likely move and coordinate with other ships. And then I'm going to do these four, which are more your support ships, in the second part, and basically showing how they have backup for your main ships and how they work well with the other ships in the Imperial fleet. And I'm going to get right onto it. So I'm going to start with the most widely known Imperial ship, the Star Destroyer. So this guy, as you know, he has a huge front arc, so he's going to be attacking straight on a lot of times. So you're going to want to try to turn him towards the enemy. It's pretty simple. How he works is you're not going to want to let the rebel ships get behind him where they have a good shot into his weaker shield zone. Your front arc is going to be the main thing that you use here. And then you also have two variations, or at least I have two variations of the Star Destroyer. You have the Simoon 1 refit and the Kuat refit. The Simoon 1 is better for long range, and the Kuat is better for close range and trying to get more critical hits. The Simoon also has an additional squadron number and some different upgrades, as well as 2 black dice for squadrons, so he's not going to be hitting squadrons as often. The Kuat refit's going to be good for anti-squadron because he has a blue and a black dice as well. Normal defensive tokens, basically the two main titles that go with these. I'm going to do a couple titles for each of these ships as I go through them. The main one for the Kuat refit is the 7th Fleet Star Destroyer, whereas if you have another Star Destroyer in play with this same title and you're about to take damage, if he's near you, you can exhaust it and reduce one of that damage. So it basically helps reduce any damage on another Star Destroyer that you have, as long as you have at least 2 of these titles. So that works well with Kuat because you're usually going to be running 2 or a Kuat and like a Victory or a Gladiator Star Destroyer or something else. The Simoon 1 Star Destroyer, you're going to sometimes use Avenger, which helps prevent the opponent from using exhausted defense tokens. And this works very well with like there's some upgrade cards that allow you to exhaust multiple defense tokens. And this also helps if you have another ship with a lot of blue dice that you can use for accuracies to prevent them from using defense tokens. So these 2 titles are the ones that I mainly use, and I think they're the more widely useful ones in here. So starting with the Kuat refit, you're going to want to basically start out very fast with a Star Destroyer. Basically, if there's not any obstacles ahead of you, you have a good line of sight on your enemy. As long as they're relatively far away, you want to come in fast and close, so you can use that extra black dice, use that extra blue dice, and try to get them into a position where you can maybe double arc them. So get off a good shot with your front arc, take out any shields, and then finish them up with one of your side arcs. And it's very hard to defend against this amount of firepower. The Simoon refit is better if you have a lot of obstacles or a lot of enemy ships or anything where you're going to be outnumbered, which a lot of times you are because Star Destroyers are so expensive in fleet points. And basically this guy, he likes, if you start out slow, get a lot of command tokens so you're ready for whatever comes at you. And then you can basically just start pinging shields out farther away because he has more red dice to use. And then the effect that this is going to make the rebels, because they're not going to want to come straight on at you with either of these, but even more so with the Simoon. They're going to try to get around your long shots, come in at the side or come in at the back. And a lot of times, if you have smaller ships, like a light cruiser or a raider, you can cut them off and force them into your front arc. So that's pretty much it for my Star Destroyer. Basically just your Simoon or your Kuat refits. Both of them have relatively good front arcs, very good front arcs in fact, if you're playing with the Simoon. Kuat refits, you're normally going to want to run 2 of them or a support ship along with them. The next one is going to be the Victory class Star Destroyer. This guy is a smaller version of the Star Destroyer that I've just been talking about. He's got the Victory 1 and Victory 2 class upgrade cards, and Victory 2 class is better for longer range. Victory 1 is better for close range because Victory 1 has black dice and red dice, and the 2 class has blue dice instead of those black dice. So you're going to be rolling more damage, but also more misses at close range with this guy. But your damage output is going to cancel out your misses. So you're going to have about the same, whereas this guy can shoot longer and farther. Dominator is the one title I'm going to talk about with the Victor 2. Basically, you can spend your shields to get some more blue dice into your attacking zone. Again, you're going to want to use front arc with this guy. Side arcs aren't so bad, but just try not to let the rebels get around you because you only have 1 shield in that back. And if they can just sit there and pummel you, it's going to take you a while to turn around because he only has a 2-speed maneuver every turn. And it's not very adjustable either. So try not to let them get behind you. That's the main thing for all Imperials. You should basically shoot with the front, try not to let them get behind you, and just have good coordination between your ships. Try to work with your ships. That's it for the Victory class. I know this is running a little bit long, so I'm going to lump in the light cruiser with the support ships for next video for that second part. So I'm going to spare you guys from most of my talking that I could get done and finish out with the Onager class. This guy is very complicated, I'm just saying it to start with. He requires a very long or very wide board because he has such long fire ranges. And he uses 2 of these rulers and basically extends his firing arc even longer range. So you're already shooting at targets all the way across the board. So there's not much that's going to be able to hit you if you don't let them get close. If you're just basically deterring them, again, from your massive front arc. The side arcs on this guy work weird because, unlike with the Victory, you can see here is more usual like that. This guy, he comes out to an edge and very far back, so he has super wide side arcs. And that's going to cause some very interesting battles with the Onager and Rebel ships, because they're going to be trying to edge around your front arc, get past your side arc, because your targeting sections for your side arc are in a very unusual spot as well, and again trying to get to that back arc where there's only 1 shield. So with the Onager, basically target them far out, wear down their shields, then send in another ship like a Victory or something to finish the job and try to keep this guy relatively well protected. He does not need a huge circle of defenders though. He can hold his own. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this first video. Let me know in the comments if you thought that was enough, if I need to go into more detail, and I'll see you guys for part 2 of Imperial Strategy next time. Thank you all for watching. This has been Brick Squadron. Please subscribe if you want to. It helps out a lot. And bye.